Alright, so now I don't need this anymore. I'm done with it. Alright, so now this is what I have. This is my completed file at this point of having, this is my voice with the music into one file. Okay. I'm done with Audacity at this point. Once you have your music together, once you have your voice in there, and you have everything recorded, you are done with Audacity. To do the photos, there's many different options you have for doing photos. The one that I'm going to show you right now is Microsoft Movie Maker. It's free within Microsoft. If you have Vista, if you have XP, it's within your system. Usually, if not, you can download it from the Microsoft site. You just type in Windows Movie Maker and it will into Google and you can download it. Within iTunes within Apple, and if you use iMovie, it works much the same way. So it's the concept is the same within the two. It's just iMovie looks a little different because it's an Apple product versus a Windows product. If you do know how to use like Final Cut or Final Cut Pro or something like that, go right ahead. But that's a bunch of software that you probably won't have access to at your school unless you work in the video production department with the people that, like, if you do the news stuff. But since you're all second language teachers or ESL teachers, that's not going to happen. Or ELL teachers, that's what I mean to say. So, now, here we go. Within programs, Windows Movie Maker looks like this. Within mine, Windows Movie Maker is within accessories, so it might pop up in here. Within one of these little pieces up in here, I don't. They had to put this Windows Movie Maker onto these computers. That's why it's outside of that place. So just so you know, that might be the places to look for it. Okay, now here's the Windows Movie Maker. This is what it looks like. What you have is you need to locate all the pictures you want to use, and for your picture selection, the best option would be to use your own pictures. That would be greatest. Like of you teaching, of you just of you to introduce yourself if you want to. Other sources for pictures that I've used. I'm not sure, this might be bending copyright a little bit. I don't know. I've gone to like the Flickr community section where the people are sharing their pictures. Or because using Google Images, you might get copyrighted pictures, and you don't want to use copyrighted pictures. You want to use open pictures that are free. So I've done like Picasa community and Flickr community where you can actually download the pictures. So of like teaching and schools and that kind of stuff. So just make sure the pictures are something that you want to represent you. So you don't, and represent your teaching and what you're saying. Alright, the next thing we need to do is locate all of our pictures. And I have all these pictures down here. So what I can do is take all these pictures, select them, and then I drag them into the collections. And it imports them into the collections. You can't do anything with your pictures unless it's into the program. So if you don't see pictures here, then you can't use them in the movie itself. Then the next thing I want to do is take the WAV file that I have, and I want to import it into there. So you could either do it through here, and so now you see a little introduction with music in there, or you can drag it in there. Now you take actually the first thing to do, you want to put your sound in. And this is and it will switch you to obviously the timeline piece. You can switch back to the storyboard, and that might be helpful later when you want to do if you want to do transitions between your movies, or I mean your photos. If you want to add text and titles within the photos, you can do that, and that's using the storyboard is the way to go about that. But for just starting out, so you can see how long you have. So right now I have about like 50 seconds of sound, so I need to fill that up with pictures. Well, you don't need to necessarily fill just to fill, but let's see. And it will set these in here. Did I use that one? No. Okay, so you can see it gives you a setting for how long the pictures are. It just plays it, it just sets it so that you probably can't see that too well, can you? Okay, so it has a little set time of about 5 seconds. If you just plop the pictures in there, it's going to be a set time of about 5 seconds. You can then select the picture, and then it goes to the little double arrow, like the time shift tool in Audacity, and you can move it so the picture is displayed more or less. And keep in mind you have to select things before you can do anything with it. Because if you just go over here and you start dragging things around, it might not work. Alright, so we're going to go back to the beginning, and I want to see what it looks like. And what will happen is it will play out up here. You have your little video piece. So it's paused right now, so I'm going to just... So you can do some time shifting on it. You can, if you only want a picture shown for a very little amount of time, you can do that through here. If you want a picture shown for a bigger section of time, you can time shift it so that it shows for longer. But the time shifting is a way to match up your voice, match up the pictures to the voice, and that's much easier than matching your voice to the pictures. That's why I have you start out with your audio first. You can actually record within Windows Movie Maker. It has to be like a big one-off thing. You have to do it all at once. Otherwise, you can't do much editing with your audio. That's why I introduced Audacity, or I strongly recommend Audacity. In here, you can change the level of the sound, but keep in mind that this is all your sound. This is your voice talking and the background music as well. Let's see here. Let's say, where have I gone here? Okay, so I have my photos in there. The next thing I want to do is I want to edit the movie a little bit. And this taskbar over here, sometimes this disappears. And it gets really confusing. It will turn into this, and you don't know what to do. If you hit tasks, that will give all your options for what you want to do. If I wanted to add a title and a credit, it will walk you through how to add titles and credits. If it loads, okay. If it says I want to add a title at the beginning, I want to add a title before a selected clip. So if I'm down here and I have this selected, I can add a title on a selected clip, and then I can add my title in there, and then you can go through and change the text and the font and the color and how it is displayed. You can have a lot of fun with it. You can make it really interesting. You can make it not so interesting if you want to. You can make it really personal. It does add for flexibility, and it's actually relatively easy to use for a Microsoft product. For the Apple one, it's a little different, but Apple is actually more, I would say, more intuitive in this aspect of it than Microsoft. But I was looking on the data that I took from before class, or from the first day class, and a majority of you do have PCs. That's why I'm going down this road rather than bringing in an Apple to show you iMovie.